All right, so sorry about that. I realized that I gave you all the equations beforehand. So if you want to now pause the video and kind of look at this, you are going to work on this individually. I know it says with the partners, but I want you to go through A through J, and I want you to solve all these equations. And through this, you want to show all your steps, and you want to state if it's going to be no solution or all solutions, okay? And then, after you solve all of these, then you're going to put them into categories. And that's at the bottom, number 3, all solutions, no solution, or one solution. So you can put like the letter there. That would probably be the easiest way to do this. So you can pause the video, solve all of these, and then press play when you have finished all of this. And you need to show all of your steps, okay, and then sort them. I'm going to walk through every single problem to make sure that if you get stuck somewhere, but please make sure that you are checking your answers through each problem and seeing that you have the correct steps as well. So you can pause the video. All right, so the first one, we have letter A. So we're going to use the distributive property. Okay, I'm going to actually zoom this into letter A so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 7 times x. So it's going to be 7x minus 35 equals x plus 13. Now my first thing is I'm always going to look at the left and the right side of the equal sign. Now I see that they are both different, so I know that one solution is my answer. Okay, but you got to solve this because we have to know what the answer is. Okay, so I'm going to change colors for you so that you can kind of see like my work that I don't want you to write on your paper. But if this helps you, just kind of, this is where you would not type this in the calculator or in the computer. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 1x from both sides. So 1x minus 7x minus 1x is going to give me 6x minus 35 equals 13. Okay, now I'm going to change the color back. Now I'm going to look at this minus 35. And the opposite of minus 35 is going to be plus 35. Okay? So then I would bring down my 6x equals, and this is going to be 48 because we've got 13 plus 35, and that's going to give me 48. And I'm going to divide both sides by 6. My answer is x equals 8. So this is a one solution. Okay, and you can write that there. All right, so let's look at my next one, letter B. So I have 6x, negative 6x. I'm going to keep that there because there's nothing else I can combine. And then I'm going to distribute that negative 5. So I'm going to do negative 5x plus, because it's negative 5 times negative 1. And 2 negatives make a positive. So that's going to be a plus 5 minus x. Okay, now my next step is I'm going to combine like terms. Always combine like terms before moving it across the equal sign. So negative 5x plus negative x is going to be negative 6x plus 5. Okay, so now looking at this, I see negative 6x is on the left side, and I see negative 6x plus 5 is on the opposite side. So say I was going to just add 6x to both sides, because that's the opposite. Now this side's going to cancel. Technically, both of these are going to cancel. So I'm going to be left with 0 equals 5, right? Because that's the left side's going to cancel, and I only have plus 5. So 0 does not equal 5. So this means that this is a no solution. Okay? All right. Now, so we've got one solution, no solution. Now let's look at letter C. I'm going to change colors because there's a lot of purple right there. Okay, so we're going to look at letter C. So we're going to distribute that negative 4. We've got a lot of distributing here, so hopefully you're doing okay with this. And then remember, this is negative 4 times negative 2, and that's going to be plus 8. And then on the right side, we're going to also need to do distributive property. We've got negative 2x, because 2 times x. Now plus, because there's 2 negatives there as well. Negative 2 times negative 17 halves is going to just be plus 17. All right. Now, we're going to move all of our x's to one side. Now, I see that there's a negative 4x here and a negative 2. You're going to either want to add one of the, it's up to you, but because I'm going to add the negative 4x. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that negative 4 by adding plus 4. Okay, I'm going to add 4x to both sides. So it's going to bring down an 8 equals 2x plus 17. Now I moved all of my variables to the right side, so I'm going to have to move this 17, and I'm going to have to subtract 17 to both sides. And when I subtract 17 to both sides, that is going to give me a negative 9 equals 2x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And you can leave that as x equals negative 9 halves. Okay, and that is a 1 solution. Okay, so we've got a 1 solution and no solution right here. We've got 2, A and C is 1 solution, and B is no solution. All right, so our next question, we are going to look at letter D. Now, on the left side, we do not have any distributive, but we have 3 and 5. So let's combine those like terms. So 8 minus 4x equals, and now 2 times 8 is going to be 16. And then 2 times negative 2x is going to be minus 4x. Now I see we have a minus 4x on both sides. So that means that I'm going to add the opposite, and that's going to cancel both sides with a variable. So I'm going to be left with 8 equals 16. Now this also is not true. So this is a no solution. Okay? All right, I know you're probably like, Miss Jones, this is a lot of solving today. But I think that this is going to be really good for you. So please just take a deep breath. It's okay. All right. Some of these are going to be a little bit easier now. Okay. So let's move on to E. All right. We have 2x plus 3 equals 3 plus 2x. Now, if we have both sides that are the same, this is going to be all true solutions. Because if our variables are the same, 2x and 2x, that means that they're going to cancel. And 3 does equal 3. We finally get a all solutions. Okay. All right, now let's look at F. 2x plus 3 equals 2x plus 5. Okay, we have a little bit of similarity, but we have some differences here. So we've got the same 2x here and 2x here. But does 3 equal 5? I don't think so. That is not true at all. So this means no solution. All right. All right, so let's look at G. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. All right, so we have 3x plus 9 equals 2.5x plus 14. All right, so I'm going to move all of my variables to the left side. So I'm going to subtract 2.5x from 3. And now I'm going to put this as a fraction just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. So then if we need to, we can multiply by the reciprocal at the end. So if I see that we moved all of our x's to the left side, we need to move 9 to the right side. And so 14 minus 9 is going to be 5. And now I see a fraction here. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, which the reciprocal is, if you remember, if we do 1/2, it's going to be the numerator is going to come to the denominator, and the denominator is going to go to the numerator. So this would be 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, and this is a 1 solution. All right, a couple more. All right, so let's look at H. We're going to distribute that 7, and that's going to be 7x minus 28 equals 4x plus 5. Okay, so let's move all of our variables to one side. I'm going to subtract 4x. I just don't like dealing with negatives that much. So I'm going to have 3x minus 28 equals 5. And now I have a minus 28, so I'm going to take the opposite, and that's going to be plus 28. Okay, and so we're going to have 3x equals 33. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and that is going to be 11. There's another 1 solution. There's a lot of them today. Okay, and we got 2 more. We're almost there. All right. So 5x minus 20 equals negative 7x plus negative 20. So because this is a negative 7x, I'm going to add 7x to both sides. And that's going to give me 12x minus 20 equals minus 20. Okay, and then now I'm going to add 20 to both sides. And so we're left with 12x equals, that's going to give me 0. Now, if I have to divide both sides by 12, 0 divided by 12 will be 0. And even if it's x equals 0, that's still a solution. So that's going to be a 1 solution problem. And last but not least, we've got another distributive. So 3 times 2x is going to give you 6x plus 3 minus 4x equals 2x plus 3. Oops, that is not a good 3. All right, so now let's combine like terms on the left side. So 6x minus 4x, that's going to be 2x plus 3 equals 2x plus 3. And I just think I rewrote both sides the same. Now if my x's cancel, which they will, because they are the exact same, 3 does equal 3. So this is all solutions. Okay. Now, that was a lot. Okay. So, now, you're going to sort these based upon what you have. So, for all solutions, we have E and J. That's all we got. Okay, for 1 solutions, we have a lot of these. So, we've got A, C, G, H, I. And then no solutions, we have B, D, F. Okay, so looking at this, we can be able to sort these based upon these 3 categories. There will be some questions on your test that will be very similar to this. You're going to be given an equation. You're going to tell me 1 solution, no solution, or all true solutions. Okay, so please make sure this is a really great activity. These are really great questions for you that you are going to be looking at, and these are good practice problems for you. Okay, so now we are done with lesson 8, okay? So we have finished up unit 4, which is crazy that we're almost done, okay? So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to go to the back table that is near the door and that I moved, and you are going to grab the first stack of papers that is closest to my desk where Miss Church should be sitting, and you're going to grab Unit 4, Lesson 8/9 homework. Okay, and you're going to be looking at this, and you're going to be doing these problems now in class. Okay, this is not going to be your homework. These are going to be practice problems for you to do right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to also go through the video as well for you during this homework. Okay, so the next video is going to be the homework one that you're going to go over, and then that's where you're going to find your next assignment. So get up quietly, and you're going to go grab the first papers that are closest to her, and it says Lesson 8 homework on the sticky note. Okay, it's the first one all the way to the left. Okay, so go ahead.